Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Wendy Beharry, and I'm delighted to be with you here for Empathic Confrontation with some of our most challenging moments in the treatment room. We'll be looking at how to navigate narcissistic modes, how to bypass those really rigid and inflexible detached protector modes in all their variations, how to deal with the inner critic, both demanding and punitive and harsh and toxic shame that results from that, how to deal with the helpless and help rejecting modes, the bully and attack, anger and the differentiation of anger and treatment implications, looking at the covert narcissist and the martyr victim modes that can show up in front of us. There's so much to cover, so many challenging cases and moments that we face as schema therapists in the treatment room. I'm very grateful to Rob Brockman and Chris Hayes for inviting me to be a part of the Australian Schema Therapy Training Online series. And so I am happy to be with you for these many different modules that you will find in my course program. We'll start with an overview of empathic confrontation. And as many of you who know me know already, I am a bit of an empathy junkie. I do believe that empathy is, as I like to call it, the golden nugget, that ability to sense and see and make sense of, and to puzzle piece together the narrative, the emotional autobiography, to help our patients to really look at and understand, not just here but here, to sense and feel and experience their lives in this kind of somatic living color, if you will, to really be able to appreciate how the path has led them to the patterns that they're facing today, and how those patterns can lead to self-defeating outcomes, and how the shift and transformation options that are available can lead to healthy and adaptive outcomes overall. I do think that it's that deep resonance of understanding that's sitting in a trusting, not just trusting, kind, warm place, but with someone who is living the story with you, feeling it in their bones, not becoming overwhelmed by it, but really being an escort through this very important journey. We are so privileged to be able to witness the lives lived, the pain lived by our clients, and to guide them carefully, facilitate this opportunity for them to be able to correct the many biases and meanings that have been attached to their experiences, so that they can see it more clearly, they can see it with resolution. And I think empathy is the place we begin. Empathy helps us to segue into confrontation. I'm going to elaborate on all of this. I like to think of myself having met Jeff Young back in the late 80s, early 90s, when schema therapy was really just still in the think tank. And I was sitting among some of these really beautiful and brilliant minds, putting our hearts together and our thoughts together in experiments and case discussions as this model continued to develop and evolve. I feel very lucky for having had that experience to work with those folks, especially Jeff Young. And I was given the opportunity to become one of the leading developers of the mode model for narcissism, schema therapy for narcissism, and have gone on to make that my area of expertise, which I have found incredibly rewarding, as most of you know who know my work. My third edition of Disarming the Narcissist is now out and available. It has a lot of new content. I've essentially rewritten the entire book and added some new chapters, new material for both therapists and for the general reader. I'll be discussing aspects of the strategies within the book, and particularly strategies related to these elaborations on empathic confrontation that I have found over the many years that I've been working with tough cases to be effective, to be powerful, to be rich in opportunity, to move clients along the path, to move them past some of these disabling and sometimes seemingly impassable modes, to get out of stuck places, to help ourselves to be able to stand on firm ground and to be solid in our own skin. We've got a lot to cover, and we've got a lot of different modules to take us there. So thanks for being with me. I hope you enjoy this program. I welcome your questions, your comments, and your feedback. And without further ado, let's get started.